move it red with you get purple. And when you splash a little yellow with blue, you get green. I like mixing colors together. Do you?
SpongeBob's SquarePants is next.
Right here on Nick Jr.
The streets of Bikini Bottom were empty. Oh, no, cried Patrick. We are the only two people left. SpongeBob laughed at no Patrick. Everybody's at home, working on their Easter float for the parade so they can win the Golden Egg Award. Is our float done? Asked Patrick. We haven't even started it, said SpongeBob. Remember, we were jelly, fishing and birdwatching, and we had a burping contest and you counted all my holes. That was fun, shouted Patrick. Let's do it again. SpongeBob shook his head. No Patrick, we gotta start working on our Easter float. SpongeBob and Patrick ran home. Squidward was coming out of his house. How's your Easter float coming? He asked. I bet you two goof-offs haven't even started. Wrong, said Patrick. We haven't even thought about it. Squidward laughed. Ha ha. Good luck, he called as he went back inside. The parade is tomorrow morning. We can do it, announced SpongeBob. Let's put witches and ghosts on it, Patrick suggested. It's not Halloween, said SpongeBob. Patrick smiled. Then let's put Santa Claus and snow on it. It's not Christmas, said SpongeBob. Turkeys and pilgrims, asked Patrick. Patrick, it's Easter, not Thanksgiving, said SpongeBob. And Easter float should have a bunny or Easter eggs, explained SpongeBob. Patrick picked up an egg, glued it to a piece of wood and tied a rope to it. It's done, he shouted. We're going to win. SpongeBob shook his head. I don't think so. Let's go look at the other floats. Patrick, in SpongeBob peeked in a Mr. Krabs float, which featured his daughter Pearl Arg. Said Mr. Krabs, this will win the Golden Egg Award, and sell Krabby Patties too. Next they spied on Plankton's float, which was just a giant statue of Plankton. I have outdone myself, shouted Plankton. All will bow down to me as master of the universe. I went to the Golden Egg Award. Winner win the Golden Egg Award. Sandy Cheeks, I just finished your float. When SpongeBob and Patrick peeked in, Sandy looked at her float and said, this is gonna be the biggest rootin' tootin' float this town has ever seen. Squidward's loaded. Squidward playing his clarinet inside a giant egg. I wonder where I should put the Golden Egg Award when I win tomorrow, he said. I can't do. You see, SpongeBob and Patrick split. I could use a good laugh. Everybody's floats are better than ours. Will never win, cried SpongeBob. We shouldn't have gone jelly fishing and birdwatching and burping. I blame the jellyfish, said Patrick. Just in the truck, pulling a beautiful Easter float pulled over. Where is Far-Reeve? The driver explained. I have to deliver this float for the Easter parade. SpongeBob pointed down the road as the truck pulled away. The truck hit a bump in the road, and the float fell off. SpongeBob right after the truck. Hey Mr. Truck Driver, SpongeBob called. You dropped your float. Patrick jumped up on the float. SpongeBob, look at the float I just found. Let's use it. We can't, said SpongeBob. We didn't make it. Patrick picked up the piece of wood with the egg on it and put it on the beautiful float. Now we made it, he said. SpongeBob squirmed. Well, I guess we could borrow it for a little while. The next morning, SpongeBob and Patrick showed up with the float. That's one heck of a float, child in Sandy. It must have cost a pretty penny. RR, said Mr. Krabs. How did you make it so fast, asked suspicious Squidward. Computer, said Patrick. The mayor of Bikini Bottom gave SpongeBob and Patrick the Golden Egg Award. This is the most beautiful Easter float we have ever seen, he said. You should be proud. SpongeBob tried to smile. Oh yeah, we're very proud. The parade began in SpongeBob and Patrick's float was right at the front. Everyone was clapping and chanting, SpongeBob and Patrick, SpongeBob and Patrick, even though everyone was cheering for them. SpongeBob felt bad. Stop the parade. I have a confession. We didn't make this float. We didn't ask Patrick. It fell off a truck. Since SpongeBob, we wanted to win so badly that we cheated. Plankton stamped his tiny foot. Why didn't I think of that? The Golden Egg Award was divided into 4 pieces and shared by Sandy Squidward, Mr. Krabs and Plankton. The truck driver returned to pick up his float. I thought I was missing something. He said, here's the float we made. Sad SpongeBob. Sandy laughed. Haha, it's just an egg with a piece of wood. She said, that's the worst Easter float I've ever seen. Said Squidward. Yes, it is a SpongeBob. Proudly, we made it all by ourselves. SpongeBob and Patrick pulled their float down the parade route. Don't you feel better, Patrick, using our own float? Asked SpongeBob. Yes, said Patrick, especially after eating that egg. Said Patrick. Patrick, you just ate our float, protested SpongeBob. What float? Asked Patrick. Never mind, said SpongeBob. Happy Easter.
And so, that's the end of SpongeBob SquarePants. In SpongeBob's Easter, it was a parade, like a storybook. I just wanted to wish you a happy Easter. Right after it, it's the Rugrats Easter. And the question I could say is, don't go away. There are specials and surprises with you on Nickelodeon. If it was the Rugrats Easter, coming right up on Nickelodeon. Coming up next is everyone's favorite was the Rugrats. Join Tommy and Chucky and Philo and Angelica and all the friends all day. The Rugrats is up next, only on Nickelodeon.